is one of the most popular sports in the world. Yeah, it's not more popular, of course, than soccer, but it's definitely in the top 4 in the world. Billions and billions of people love to play basketball. Now, here is the hard truth about this. There are more people that actually just suck at basketball than there are people that's great at it. You have a ranking of average players. Out of that 2.2 billion people that play basketball, there's only like 10% of those people that are actually great and go on to win NBA championships, etc., become legends. The rest of those guys are just like the guys you see at the park every day, or the guys you see playing high school basketball. They learned the fundamentals, know how to dribble, shoot, rebound, and they didn't become great. Now, that don't mean you don't have to pursue your dream of going to the NBA and playing, but I will give you proof that everybody is not meant to be a LeBron James or a Kobe, or definitely not a Michael Jordan. So this is the ranking in the last 20 years. We're talking about the last 20 years of the number 1 overall pick. So for people that don't know anything about the number 1 pick, that means you are destined, or supposed to be destined, to be great. They pick you first over everybody else because you have all this potential or the hype. Now, as you can see right here, there's a slew of people that has been drafted number 1. So let's start all the way at number 20, Anthony Bennett. And we're going to be honest, he was trash. Nothing to talk about. Look at them numbers. But he got drafted to the NBA. Career stats, 4-point trash. Next, we go to number 19, Greg Odin. In my opinion, he was trash. But I know Greg had some type of health issues. But yeah, look at those stats, bro. Trash. See, the last 20 years also has produced a lot of trash players. That shows you how much trash players are in the NBA. Kwame Brown, trash. Look at those numbers. You've seen better numbers than that from college players, but he went to the NBA and he was drafted, let's not forget the point of this video, number 1. Uno. Our Markelle folks, a decent guy, a lot of potential. Drafted first in 2017, but he hasn't done shit. And he's averaging just 10 points. And also he's had some injuries. So, you know, it's not great. This guy here has a lot of potential. We haven't seen the likes of this year, 2020 rookies in a while, because it seemed like the top 3 rookies, the top 3 draft picks are all good. Look at those numbers. Anthony Edwards is on his way. If he have another year like this, I think he has finally arrived, because I'm impressed. Yeah. This is one that I have a lot of hope for. Now, this guy here, Andrea, I don't even know what to say, because I think he's a pretty good player, but he was drafted number 1 in 2006, and bro, we had come on now, 2020. So I don't know, was he a bust or not? DeAndre Ayton, let's say he's still trying to figure it out. But you gotta look at being drafted number 1, man. We're talking about, we want you to be great, bro. You gotta be like a LeBron. But none of these guys are, you know, filling the shoes. Andrew Wiggins has always had a lot of potential, but bro, you ain't no superstar in my book. I don't know about you guys. Andrew Bogut, same thing. Drafted number 1, but in my opinion, he's a bust. Zion Williamson. Now, this is probably in the last 3 years the most anticipated, talked about player besides LeBron James, and his career stat shows. LeBron really was probably the greatest player in the last 20 years that was drafted, but Zion is the hype. The hype train is more behind Zion because of social media, I would say that. But he's been injured, so you can't really give him a fair assessment, and this is like his 3rd year, so we'll see if Zion continues to live up to this huge hype train that he was built on. Karl Anthony Towns, been in the league for 5 years, drafted number 1. I think this guy here actually is a star. So look at those numbers. You can't say too much bad about him. Maybe he just needs to go to another team in order to win a chip, but Cat is a solid player. Ben Simmons also was a decent draft pick, but we so much wrong with Ben Simmons. Does he have an outside shot yet? Like, I don't put Ben Simmons as a superstar yet. I think he's a star, but only my opinion. And he's definitely like not no motherfucking Kobe Bryant. So don't have no rings either. Yao Ming, remember him? He changed the game. Because of him, the NBA is really big in China. And Yao Ming was a pretty good player. Look at the numbers. In his career, he did average almost 20 points and 9 rebounds. So he was a star. Yeah. But he wasn't, like I said, a Kobe, or he wasn't a LeBron. John Wall, many would say, is probably a superstar because of his numbers. But, you know, John Wall still has yet to get a chip. So I'm still waiting for John Wall to just break down that barrier and become a champion. Blake Griffin. Many say Blake Griffin is one of the greatest players of all time. His numbers don't lie. Career stats, you know, ever since he got injured, he hasn't been the same. But Blake did come into the league and change the game as far as like high flying. So I would say Blake Griffin wasn't a disappointment, but he was not what we would consider a superstar or a legend, because, you know, he's finally on the team now. Let's see how it ends this year. Will he finally get a chip on this last couple years in the NBA? He's 32. D Rose was a complete superstar. Won the MVP. We haven't seen the likes of him in a while. We never saw anything like D Rose when he came into the league. 18 points averaging through his career, but injuries completely almost just ended this man's career, but he's still hanging in there. So I think D Rose actually was a solidified superstar until he got injured, and probably would have been won a championship if he would have never got injured. Dwight Howard was a superstar, and now he is a star and a champion. So Dwight Howard, after all of the negative talk, now is a certified superstar. Yeah, certified. It's nothing Dwight Howard hasn't done or accomplished. Number 3 is Kyrie Irving. What else can we say? Now, this is the definition of a number 1 draft pick that done it all. This man here has done everything. Accolades galore, movies. This is what you want when you draft someone, first round pick. Enough said. Uncle Drew. Number 2, AD. Even better than Uncle Drew is AD. Champion, have won several accolades and just getting started. This is what it's all about. And number 1, of course, is LeBron James. Look at those career stats. Will we ever see the likeliness of players like AD, Uncle Drew, and LeBron? And I mean, there's a lot of players in the NBA, but there's only really 3 on this top 20 out of the last 20 years that we could say are certified superstars that have won championships. Like this video, leave your comments and subscribe.